Thank you very much to both of the witnesses. We'll now have 5-minute rounds of questions. We'll do a couple of rounds here, and I will start. Let me just start with you, Mr. Fiato. So I take it from your statement just now that you don't have any regrets about Ms. Miguel's case. Mr. Keating apologized to Mr. Vertel and promised to work with him to resolve his case. Thank you for that, Mr. Keating. I didn't hear anything to that extent from you, Mr. Fiato. So you think Allstate handled it just fine?
No, I stated in my statement that I regret that Ms. Miguel is unhappy with the
Yeah, well, that's like saying, I'm sorry you're unhappy, right? That's, I apologize, but I don't apologize. Would you like to apologize to her now? Maybe I just misunderstood her.
I would like to say, is Ms. Miguel here?
You go ahead. I'm sure she's watching.
Hi, Ms. Miguel. I'd like to say, I want to make sure that we get your claim resolved to your satisfaction. And if there's additional information or things that we can do to continue to work with you, we'll do that.
All right, folks, buckle up. Because what you're about to hear is one of the most disgusting examples of corporate rot, elitism, and fake accountability I've seen in a long time.
So I noticed that you said in your written testimony, you just repeated it here. Let me make sure I get this right. I'm going to quote you now. We live and breathe our motto, our customer's worst day needs to be our best. I have to tell you, Mr. Fiato, based on the testimony I've heard today, based on the witness statements I've taken for witnesses, it sounds like to me that it really ought to be amended to say that our customer's worst day is your big profit opportunity. I mean, we've just heard testimony here, sworn testimony from multiple adjusters that your company ordered them to delete or alter damage estimates to reduce payouts and to make you profits. It sounds to me like you're running a system of institutionalized fraud.
Yeah, that would be incorrect, Senator. That's not what we do.
So you have never ordered, Allstate has never asked an adjuster to change an assessment on their report?
When we review an adjuster's estimate, most often for authority requests, so most adjusters have an amount of financial authority that they can settle claims up to without having to.
No, wait a minute. That's not what they testified to. That's not what they just testified to. You just heard sworn testimony from multiple adjusters, and they said it happened. One adjuster had only ever worked for you over years in the industry, and he said he was repeatedly directed by you, by your company, Allstate, to change factual findings, to delete material in his reports, to alter his reports, to make them factually incorrect, all with the purpose of driving down the award and padding your profits.
I disagree with his statement.
Well, you know, I have to notice that, I mean, your profits have never been better. I mean, they're really quite extraordinary. Fiscal year 24, Allstate had $64 billion in revenue. That's 12% above the previous year. You made $4.6 billion in profits. And your CEO, Tom Wilson, last year was paid $26 million. Now, Ms. Miguel can't get her claim paid out, but Tom Wilson, whoever the heck he is, gets $26 million. I mean, that's really extraordinary. Do you not have the money to pay people like Ms. Miguel? Why is she not a priority, but Tom Wilson's salary is?
We've paid Ms. Miguel's claim.
No, you didn't. You have given her a paltry sum. Your own adjusters, you said in your testimony just a second ago, you sent out an adjuster. In fact, you sent out 3. And 2 of those adjusters testified just now under oath that your company ordered them to alter their reports against their will, contrary to their advice, and in fact to render them factually inaccurate. That's extraordinary.
I disagree with their statement.
You disagree that's what they said?
I disagree that that's our process.
So they're lying. That's what you're saying.
I can tell you that, for example, Mr. Schroeder wrote 15 estimates for us. None of those were reviewed by Allstate.
Listen to another piece of testimony from another witness. This is a whistleblower report that has come into us. This person says, I've dedicated my entire adult life to the claims adjusting world in numerous roles. I worked for Pilot and Allstate for 12 years as an independent adjuster. I work claims all over the country regularly throughout the years, and I have watched the progression and controlling nature of claims worsen progressively. Allstate created an internal review team with the sole purpose of making sure claims were paid as low as possible. Allstate reviewers instructed adjusters to alter and delete factual findings in their estimates to drive down the cost of the claim. The alterations and deletions were often factually wrong. During Hurricane Isaac in 2012, an email was sent out that no adjuster could buy a roof no matter the damage present. This looks like a pattern. This is someone who's not even involved in this case in Hurricane Helene. We've heard from person after person. All this testimony is on the record. It sounds to me like your company is running a racket, and you're making more than you ever have.
Those are not our processes, Senator.
But multiple people have testified that they are. In fact, this really all goes back to a strategy that your company pioneered with the McKinsey company back in the 90s. Isn't that right? Let's just take a look here at what McKinsey advised Allstate as early as the 1990s. You went to McKinsey and asked them, how can we get rich? And McKinsey gave you this advice. Sit and wait. They said, delay, delay, delay. It's a zero-sum economic game. There can only be one winner, and the winner's going to be Allstate. It's not going to be the policyholders. And then good hands or boxing gloves. McKinsey suggests Allstate make a low offer on a claim, like you did to Miss Miguel. And then if the policy owner has the temerity to protest, you go after him hard, just like you did to her. Her home hasn't had one lick of work done on it, not one lick. And yet you sit here today and say you're sorry she feels badly about it. I mean, this is really your strategy, is it not? And it's made your company just filthy rich.
That report is over 25 years old.
And you've implemented it to the T in those 25 years.
We've had multiple departments of insurance indicate that this is not an issue or we're doing anything untowards.
What do you mean it's not an issue? You're saying that you don't follow McKinsey's advice?
That's not the way we handle claims.
You've never done it this way? You didn't go and seek their advice?
I've been at Allstate for about a year and a half. I can't speak to what happened 25 years ago.
Oh, I see. This all predates you. You don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about the McKinsey report.
No, of course. Right. Deny, delay, right? It's the same tactics over and over. Let me ask you, do you ever engage in retaliation for employees who come before committees like this one or who raise objections to what you're doing, to the fraud that you're engaged in? Would you ever retaliate?
It's a hypothetical question, but the answer
it's not hypothetical, but go ahead. What's the answer?
The answer would be, of course not.
Well, we just heard sworn testimony from Mr. Milliken that you have retaliated against him, that he has been informed by Allstate that he is not going to be doing any further work. I see your suits behind you are shaking your heads. No.
Allstate didn't have any communication with.
Never had any communication with Mr. Milliken on this subject. You're under oath now.
Of this specific, we've communicated with Mr. Milliken for many times. He's worked for Pilot for 8 years.
It sounds like now we're prevaricating.
No, we're not.
Now we're prevaricating. So my question is, have you retaliated against Mr. Milliken?
Of course not.
Did you tell Mr. Milliken that he won't be doing any further cases with Allstate?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of.
Of course not.
Have you taken you or Allstate taken any adverse action against Mr. Milliken ever at all?
No.
Have you done that? Has Allstate ever done that against any other employee?
I can't answer that question. I can only answer what I've done. No.
In fact, you've been sued multiple times in court after court after court for retaliation. You've been sued for fraud successfully time after time after time. Mr. Fiato, I have to tell you, I find your testimony absolutely stunning here today. I can't believe after what we've heard, I can't believe after what Ms. Miguel has been through that you would sit here and insist that everything is fine and above board. I can't believe that this pattern of fraud that you would have nothing to say about and these outrageous profits. I mean, don't you think that your policyholders deserve better than this?
I'm not sure what the question is, Senator.
Don't you think they deserve better than what you're giving them? That's my question.
I think we do our best to service our policyholders every day.
Oh, I think you do your best to make profits, and I think you're very good at it. And I think your policyholders are getting the shaft.
This video right here, it exposes exactly what's wrong with corporate America when it's protected by lobbyists, lawyers, and weak regulators. And yes, I don't care if it makes some people uncomfortable. Because when a hardworking American gets crushed, ignored, and lied to, I'm going to say something about it. So we've got an Allstate executive sitting there in a suit, under oath, staring straight into a Senate hearing, and when asked about a woman whose home is still damaged, whose life is upside down, he says, "I regret that she's unhappy." Oh, really? That's not an apology. That's corporate speak for "not my problem." That's like saying, "I'm sorry you're offended. I'm sorry you noticed. I'm sorry I got caught." Absolutely spineless. Let's get this straight. Multiple adjusters. Under oath, career professionals. Guys who've done this for decades. They all say the same thing. Allstate told them to delete damage. Alter reports, make estimates, lower. Pay customers less. And why? Profits. But this executive sits there and says, that's not our process. Buddy, when 5 people tell the same story and you're the only one denying it, the math ain't mathin'. Here's the part that should make every American furious. Allstate, $64 billion in revenue. $4.6 billion in profit. CEO paid $26 million, but Miss Miguel? Home still not fixed. Claim lowballed life on hold. So let me ask the obvious question. Why is the CEO's yacht more important than an American family's home? Because to these people, you're not a customer. You're a line item. And then comes the real smoking gun. The senator brings up the McKinsey strategy from the 1990s. Delay lowball, deny intimidate, and the executive suddenly gets amnesia. Oh, I wasn't here then. I don't know about that report. I can't speak to that. Of course you can't. That's the oldest trick in the book. Plausible deniability wrapped in a $3,000 suit. But here's the thing. If it walks like deny and delay, talks like deny and delay, and still screws over policyholders 25 years later, it's still the strategy. And when whistleblowers speak up, what happens? They mysteriously stop getting work. They're quietly cut off. Phones stop ringing. And when asked directly, did you retaliate? The answer becomes, not that I'm aware of. Translation. I didn't personally pull the trigger, but it happened. Classic corporate cowardice. Let me be crystal clear. This is not free market capitalism. This is crony capitalism. Where massive corporations privatize profits, socialize risk, and crush regular Americans under legal teams and bureaucracy. Real capitalism requires honesty. Real conservatism stands for fair deals. Real patriotism means defending the little guy, not the boardroom elites. Miss Miguel paid her premiums. She kept her end of the deal. Allstate, they lawyered up. They dodged, they denied, they deflected. And then had the nerve to say, we do our best. No, you do your best to maximize profit, and you're damn good at it. But Americans deserve better. Policyholders deserve better. And these executives deserve to be held accountable. If this video doesn't make you angry, you're not paying attention.